Alright guys, we're back. We're gonna break down this 04 Crf100 engine. Just had to get a trusty Sprite, got a little thirsty. Alright, let's get right into it. Let's go get our valve cover off. It's not really advised to use an impact for everything like I'm doing. I've just been doing it for a long time, so use at your own risk. Alright, we got our cribbing. That way we can kind of keep this upright. Let's go ahead and get this sprocket cover off. That way we can set TDC. Yes, I know I'm using an impact with a chrome socket. Boo hoo. Boo fucking hoo. You fucking cunts. Alright, these are tools. This is not freaking jewelry, so I just have that cover RTV'd. Makes for quicker changing, because it's not an oiled chamber. Let's get that set over here. Alright, let's get our timing set. And whenever you turn a motorcycle engine over, you're always going to be turning it the direction that it goes. Don't turn it backwards. So you're going to be turning that forward, just like that. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see, it's a little rusty on this flywheel, but we are sitting at TDC. Our arrows lined up. We got our circle up there. Alright. Got that done. We need to loosen up our cam chain tensioner. Go ahead and hit that, get that off. To the left is tight, to the right is not tight on our cam chain tensioner. Boom, got that undone. Looks like that's a 12. Alright, got our 12. Socket on backwards, duh. Trying to work too fast. Alright. Bottom tensioner is untensioned, so top one is untensioned. We're gonna roll this over. Go ahead and get this guy off. This sprocket off. Get our sprocket bolt, and you can roll it backwards. Get these bolts off. Not really a huge deal, but whenever you're doing a lot of rotating, you just want to try not to. So, no biggie. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and we'll just go back to top TDC. Just because it makes life a little easier. Alright, get your camshaft sprocket off. It's fighting me for some reason. Jeez, come on. There we go. Alright, we're just gonna let the chain drop. I'm not too worried about it. We can always, we're obviously breaking this engine down, so we're gonna have to fish that up anyways. All right, let's get All these guys broke loose. I like to do break them loose in a star pattern, just a little bit at a time. Let's get a bigger ratchet. Had to go. All right, we got our snappy boy. Gotta love snap-on. Let's get back to our crisscross pattern and taking these nuts off. Alright, got them all turned like about a quarter. Alright, those guys are broke free. Pop back on our smaller ratchet. Okay. Get these guys off. Get our cam shaft holder tower off. That's just gonna pull right up. Like so. Get that pushed out of the way. We're gonna take our nice little cam, that our CP stage 1 cam that Cadence Cycles provided us with. I'm not affiliated, just giving a shout out. I obviously paid for all that. This is also the oversized valve head that just works so awesome with these bikes. But we are going to be also upgrading our clutch from a 4-pack to a 5-pack. Because it's just not grabbing on the low end. You can feel it. It's a tired clutch. Plus, when you go big bore like these with the oversized valves, you want that so you can get all the power. All right, we're gonna get our cam chain tensioner. Specialty bolt pulled out. We are gonna want to go back to our bigger ratchet for this. I'm gonna have to hold the motor again, and the camera's gonna face away again. All right, just like that. Boom, get that out. Alright, take our head off, get a look at it. Got some oil spillage. Yeah, you can see how that's an oversized, those are oversized valves for this head. They're usually much smaller than that. This head is relatively cheap, cheaper than any other option you'll find online, and functions just as good, if not better. Highly recommended, especially because it's going to a good cause. Works really, really good. Very happy with it. These gaskets are only leaking because I reused them, because I swapped bottom ends from a different bike. So don't do that. Don't be like me. Gonna get this head gasket off. Boom, get that off. Alright, get our tensioner out of there. Boom. And then let's get our jug off there. Alright. Alright, let's get our cylinder worked off. Boom, diggity, just like that. And she's free. Get those gaskets replaced so we can move on and ride this weekend. Oh yeah. Just like that, being very gentle. It's our 115cc high compression piston and cylinder, CCP. Guys over at Cadence Cycle, like I said, can't recommend them enough. Alright, we got both of our dowels still in place. Alright. Crank still feels good. Not a whole lot of side to side, no up and down. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm not gonna videotape it, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this bottom layer gasket off. We'll see how easy it comes off. I'm probably gonna have to do some razor blade scraping with our trusty razor blade right here. That's always the fun part. Very time consuming. This takes longer than usually everything else, so we'll get back with you once she's all cleaned up. Alright boys, I wanted to hop on here because this part of the video is loud. The air compressor's running in the background, plus the tooling I'm using, that die grinder, is a bit loud. I'm using a white 3M Rolock bristle disc. This is great for aluminum. You want to stick with the white for aluminum. Honestly, I only buy white just because it's the least coarse grit you can get with these Rolock discs. I don't want to take away any material. I think the green is for like steel and the yellow is for, I can't remember, like stainless. It just goes up and higher in grits, whereas aluminum's meant for, or I'm sorry, the whites are meant for aluminum. So yeah, we're just getting our surfaces cleaned up here, getting prepped for those new gaskets. As you can tell, guys, this head is still like brand new, pretty much. Probably only has like an hour or two of riding on it. The surfaces do look clean. As you can see, I'm just, I don't know, I'm a perfectionist, so I'm just trying to make sure these are damn clean so I don't have to do this a third time. But yeah, let's get back to the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Another thing is, guys, after using, if you are going to use like a die grinder with a sanding disc like this, or even a razor blade, just make sure you're using compressed air to blow everything. Blow your holes real good. If you're spraying brake cleaner and everything, blow your holes really, really good. If you're going to let these parts sit for a while, if you're doing these projects, it doesn't hurt to dip your finger in some oil and just get these surfaces lubed up if you're gonna have these sitting out for a long time. I try to get these jobs done as quickly as possible. Like I was talking about in the first video in this video series, we're trying to ride this weekend. Present day, I've already rode the bike a bunch. This video was recorded a couple months ago. But yeah, the bike rips. We did get to ride that weekend. It was a blast. Went to the beach. Yeah, this thing rips, man. Let's get back to the video. Alright, we just got our heads cleaned up, cylinder cleaned up, all our surfaces. Let's get a little brake cleaner. Straight on the rag right there. There we go, high on your own supply. You know, this little corner, I'm probably getting high as fuck. Let's go ahead and pull another can out of the vault. Alright. Go ahead and make sure these surfaces are nice and clean. Let's go ahead and get the cylinders that way in case any debris happen to fly in there. We'll make sure to get that, and then obviously we're gonna re-oil that once we slip our rings and piston back in. Alright. Crosshatch still looking nice. Alright, cylinder's good to go. Let's get a fresh paper towel. Oh yeah, and don't forget to get your dowels back in. The dowels on the head don't have holes on them. But remember, the dowels on the bottom end do have little oiling holes. So try to keep that in mind once you rebuild one of these guys. As you can tell, we got our head surface nice and polished. Just get a little more brake clean on there. Get that cleaned up. This head was already new, so just took a little bit of polishing. Everything was fine. Alright guys, we're back. We got our Cadence Cycles head gasket kit provided for free for him. Not sponsored by him again, but here's our 5-disc clutch HD heavy duty clutch kit. Our big bore gasket set. Like I said, Cadence Cycles, check them out. It's going to a good cause. Alright guys, we're back. We got all our surfaces cleaned up. We got our Cadence Cycle head gasket and base gasket kit. Check them out guys. This oversized intake and exhaust valve head is very cheap. I mean, you got him making these, I think for the kit, for this whole kit, for the cylinder, piston, valves, you know, springs all installed, included. It was like $450. Came with the stage 1 camshaft. All works really good together. But once you get that, you're gonna want a 5-disc clutch. It's gonna make too much power for the four disc. It's very noticeable. So, all right, got our surfaces cleaned up. let's go ahead without further ado. You fucking cunt. Let's get into this. See if this package will be cunty to me. You're gonna be a fucking cunt. There we go. There we go. Go ahead and get that open. Careful not to tear those brand new fresh gaskets. That'd be kind of a bummer and a waste. So let's go ahead and get our paper towel out of there just to protect it from any dust getting in when we resurface. Make sure you got your dowels with holes. You can't see the holes actually right now, but those are oiling holes, so whenever it comes up. Alright. Do a quick little once over on that surface because I'm seeing some oil. Come on. Go away. That way it's nice and dry and clean. Clean. So most of this job is just cleaning, resurfacing. Those are the long parts. Parts nobody likes. Alright. So, this definitely probably goes like this. I would imagine. Let's see. Nope, goes the other way. Okay. Goes the other way. Made an oopsie. Alright, boom. Be careful. Just be real gentle with this stuff. Disassembly, I'm pretty quick, but assembly going back on, definitely want to take your time for all that. Alright, boom, looking good. Looking real good. Let's go back over to our cylinder jug. I can't stress this enough. Do not forget to put your tensioner back in before you put all this together. I made that mistake before. Cause yeah, you're gonna have to break it back down. If you don't, so it goes on like so. Then you want to get that little hook guy in there. Hooked on there. Boom, he's hooked. Tensioner is on. And we got that resurfaced, looking real good. Yep, I don't see any gasket left. Alright. I'll crack open some new oil. And we just want to coat. Oops, spilled a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. You just want to coat our cylinder walls. Actually, let me get a little more. There we go. I mean, you obviously want to do that, so it's easier to install, and that way it's got lubrication on the first start. Alright, we got our tensioner on, gaskets on, dowels are on. Just make sure you got your checks and balances on there. Do a last little once over. Surfaces look good. Just go ahead and get this bad boy down there. Alright, make sure all your rings are 180'd out. Actually, mine must have moved. So just make sure none of them line up with each other, so you don't have any of them open, lined up. Alright, that looks good. And then obviously if you are changing your piston, you want the high end to face the intake side. That's stands for intake, so. But we are not changing the piston today because it is already the big bore piston. So let's go ahead and get this back on. Might have to take gloves off. Just set these rings. I don't know, we're gonna see. It was pretty nice to me last time. Let's see how. I'm just gonna use my fingernails. Go one ring at a time. Alright. Yeah, we're going on kind of cockeyed. Hold on. Alright, why are you being difficult for me? Usually these little ones go on really easy. I don't know why I'm struggling. This one. I probably just need to go gloves off. Okay, yeah, fuck it. Alright, we got our gloves off. It's gonna be a little bit easier to have a feel here. Try to set these rings. That way I can work my way down. And over there's the first ring. Alright, there's. Now we're on the last ring. Just the oiling rings. Boom, that's it. Just like so. Got that on there. Alright. It's rings installed for you. I'm sorry, cylinder jug installed for you. Alright, we want to make sure we got a nice clean surface for this. I'm just gonna go gloves off at this point, whatever. Whatever. This is the gasket that was actually leaking last time, so just want to take extra time, make sure it's extra clean. Alright, let's get our cadence cycle head gasket. Being extra careful with it. We're gonna go number side up. Alright. Well, our dowels are already in the head, so actually, I don't know why I did that. That was stupid. I just got wood chips in there. Alright, making sure our head's nice and clean. Again, gasket's on there, surface is looking real nice. Alright, throw this guy on there. Got our dowels installed nicely. Okay. Almost forgot. Getting a little ahead of myself. Give this a quick wipe. Alright. Get this. Why does that not look right to me? Yeah, okay, yeah, I did have that backwards. Alright, make sure that's seated. Both tensioners are in. We can go ahead and fish our Alright, let's go ahead and fish our timing chain back up. It's kind of in a bind. There we go. There we go, double check it's still on the sprocket. Okay, yep, still on the sprocket, sweet. Looking real good so far. Alright. Head surface is still clean. We got our dowels in place. Get our cam chain tensioner out of the way since it wants to play games. And fish that up while that goes down, like so. Oh no. Well, that fell all the way down, that's okay. We'll get that. Okay, one moment. Alright, so cam chain fell in. I don't feel like taking the head back off. That's okay. So we just got a piece of wire. We're gonna fish it. No biggie. So you're gonna have to poke your eye out when you do this. Adjust our hook a little bit. Well, just like that. Let's try not to drop that again, shall we? Just double check we're still on the crank sprocket. No, it fell off, but it's alright, we're gonna get it back on. Alright. Now we're back on the crank sprocket. We're gonna hold our chain up just like that, so that doesn't go anywhere. Okay. Shoot. Yeah. Let's get this. I should have put the dowels in the cylinder jug. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that off. That was all for nothing. That's all right. Let's get these dowels out. Yeah, guys, remember, snake our cam chain out. Try that again. Shoot. Ah, dang it. Dropped it again. Oh, why does that keep happening? back on. Sweet. Let's make sure our cam chain didn't fall off the crank sprocket. Alright, still on there. Cool. Get our camshaft back in there. If I can find my camshaft sprocket. All right. Well, that goes on just like that. You know, I'm gonna wait to install that tensioner, that special bolt. I probably did that a little fast. Hopefully you guys caught that, but we're lined up straight up on our camshaft. We're still sitting at TDC. Oops. And our camshaft lobes are facing down, so everything's looking good so far. Let's try to find our bolts that I'm not seeing. Ah, they got picked up on our headlamp. Hopefully we didn't lose any. 4. Okay, yeah, they're all still here. All right, you're gonna actually have to spin this over to get these on. Which is kind of tricky. There you go. Let's spin that a little more. Alright, that's that one on. I'm gonna spin that back over. Get our other camshaft sprocket bolted in. Oop, almost lost it. Alright, spin it up a little more. You're not wanting to go in. Why are you fighting me? Oh, what's going on here? Oh, it's not centered. Okay, I shouldn't have tightened that other one up all the way. Whoops. Leave a little bit of play so you can get that on. Don't tighten that one up all the way. I knew that. What were you thinking? There we go. Alright, now we can get this guy. I'm gonna get him as tight as we can. Holding that. Alright. Just double check our TDC. That dot's facing up. And yep. T marks the spot. Alright, this is where you guys are not gonna be happy what I'm about to do, but I've been doing it like this for a long time and haven't had any failures yet. Just gonna give it a nice little bump with the impact gun. Boom. That's all I'm doing. Just a little tightening. So. Then going back over it, just making sure with my hands. Alright, so let's get our surfaces all cleaned up. We're gonna actually pour some oil. Right there, so when we go to start it, we don't have a dry start because we don't want that. We put in a little oil bath for our camshaft. Alright. I'm gonna go back to TDC. Then we're gonna get our special bolt put in for our tensioner, just like that. Yeah, we're not gonna tension it yet though, actually. We're gonna wait on that. We are going to get our camshaft tower back on. Alright, make sure you got both of your dowels in there, everything's good. Make sure you got clean surfaces, all the like. And we do not, so we are gonna get that cleaned actually. Alright. Get this guy back on. Our valves already are adjusted from the last time we put this together, but we'll double check it as soon as this thing stops wanting to fight me. I might have to pull this out. There we go. I was supposed to put that on first. That's all good. Okay. Make sure that's flush. There's actually a sharp side and a rounded side on these washers. Make sure the rounded side's up, sharp side down. Should be kind of obvious, but hey, you never know. Sometimes it's easy to look over stuff. Alright. Got all our washers on the right way, nuts on. Then we're just going to snug all those up. Alright, those still look adjusted just fine. Nothing's in a bind. Alright, yep, that looks good. Yep, everything looks good there. We're just not really tightening anything. I'm just snugging that up so I can get our camshaft adjuster special bolt in. Boom, that's in. Little dot. Go ahead and preset the adjustment. Like I said, the left is to tighten the cam chain tensioner, and then right is to loosen for it to be loose. You want it just about where I have it, a little bit to the left vertically. So what is that, like 1 o'clock? Actually, go ahead and I already had the bottom one set, so go over your procedure in the manual how to set it. And that for proper instruction. We're just gonna snug that up. We'll adjust that later, but that's probably fine where it's at. Alright, that's snug. Alright. Our engine is back together pretty much. I'm just gonna rotate it. Make sure we still have TDC, all that good stuff. Okay, let's go get our torque wrench and go ahead and torque this down. Alright, let's torque our head down. Torque book reads 14 foot-pounds, converted over to inch-pounds. We're using a 1/4 inch. That only does inch-pounds. So the conversion comes out to 168 inch-pounds. We're gonna go to 120 first in a crisscross pattern. Those top nuts are 12 millimeters. We're just gonna slowly inch our way to that value, doing our crisscross method. Okay, getting closer, I can feel it. Alright. Alright, there's the first click. There's our next click. Next click. Alright. It's at 120 inch-pounds. Our final torque is 170, like I was saying. Let's go to 150. There's 150. Alright, got one click, two click. Alright, we're just getting our final torque in. Looks like we're at 150 inch-pounds. That's good. That's good. That's good. Alright, final torque is 168, but we're just gonna go to 170. Alright. We're gonna click. Second click. Third click. Fourth click. Okay. Now, since we have a big bore on here, I'm just gonna crank it down just a teeny bit, just make sure with the long ratchet. Alright. That's all torqued. It didn't really go much more, but just to make sure. Valves, yeah. Still in spec. I've adjusted so many of these, I just go by feel now, but like I said, they were previously adjusted, so we're good there. Oh, shit. Oh, shoot. And this guy, you can just get snug. Almost forgot that one. Make sure that's tight. Lost one of our rocker cover bolts. It's alright. Get that put in. And boom. I'm just gonna snug these up. Nothing special. I'm not going for a torque spec on those. Get those snugged and make sure this is pretty snug. And boom, there you have it, folks. Resealed Crf100, oversized valve, high compression, 115cc bore, big bore engine, rebuilt. Bada bing, bada boom. Tomorrow we are going to get our nice little 5-plate clutch in. Should have drained the oil while I was still on the bike. That's okay. We'll find a way to drain it. Alright, that's it for tonight.